2020 was a uniquely challenging year for so many around the world. It was especially tough for Syrian health workers, human rights defenders, and humanitarians who risked their lives to save others and expose injustices. Despite the challenges, we've accomplished a lot together. The year began with intensive bombing by Russia and the Syrian regime on Idlib, and 1 million people were forced to move to freezing camps. In response, we delivered messages from doctors and human rights defenders in Idlib who called on the UN Secretary General to visit them and urge a ceasefire.
السيد غوتيرس تعال واشهد بنفسك.
كيف دولة عضو في مجلس الأمن تقصف المشافي عمداً.
Outside the UN in New York, we stood with Waad al-Khatib, the award-winning filmmaker of For Sama, to condemn Russia for bombing hospitals. Then COVID-19 struck. Syrian doctors warned that millions of people in Idlib were at risk, with just 30 ventilators.
The health system will be overwhelmed by the week 6.
We worked with them to sound the alarm and call on the WHO to improve its response. Generous supporters like you helped the White Helmets disinfect schools, camps, and medical centers thousands of times.
عم ندرسهم على الواتساب.
And allowed teachers to provide remote learning bags for children who couldn't go to school because of COVID. For Syrians detained in Assad's torture prisons, the risk of COVID-19 is horrifying. Over 16,000 of us joined families of detainees to demand their immediate release. Wafa Mustafa from Families for Freedom took the cause to the world's highest forum, the UN Security Council.
To have a loved one who's detained or disappeared is like waking up realizing you have lost a limb.
And in Berlin, we worked with families of the missing to project their demands directly onto the Syrian embassy.
بابا عبد الحكيم شربجي اعتقل بال 2011 من قبل النظام السوري.
زوجي فؤاد أحمد المحمد مختفي من 6 سنوات.
Ending with a projection of Assad behind bars. Outside the courtroom of the historic German trial of 2 senior Syrian regime officials accused of torture, we protested with families of detainees. And artist Khalid Baraka unveiled figures of protesters in celebration of so many who continue to stand up for human rights. We didn't stop there. 10,000 of you joined Syrian, Ukrainian, and Georgian groups to oppose human rights violator Russia, joining the UN Human Rights Council. And together, we elevated the voices of families whose loved ones were kidnapped by ISIS, demanding answers about their missing loved ones. Those are some of the highlights of this year. There's much more we still need to do together in 2021. We hope you'll join us.